Hello everyone, welcome back to another Pokemon the series, the beginning episode talks, and yeah, it's the last filler episode of the Orange Islands arc. And also, I'm a little bit upset. I would like to say that right now, because I actually, before recording this, I recorded my reaction to the new trailer for Pokemon Legends ZA and the DLC. And while I have an issue with the DLC being announced before the game comes out, my issue is potentially going to be with the content of that DLC, because 30 is the same price as the other two DLCs. Thing is that I don't know how expansive the DLC is going to be, because there's a lot to do in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's DLC. So I don't know if ZA will live up to that with the DLC, but the main reason is the fact that the Kalos starters are locked behind a paywall and online and all that stuff, the megas, and that annoys me. And also, Pokemon put into Pokemon Legends ZA cannot be put in a different Pokemon game from the past, which is also stupid. Anyway, let's get into this episode then, shall we? So we are on Hemlin Island, and across the bridge is the ferry to get back to Pallet Town. However, the bridge is closed, and Tracy suggests we should cross it anyway, and then boom, bridge blows up. So we don't cross it. Instead, we find a rowboat and we row to the other side. However, problem is, the town is entirely deserted on the other side. So then as we explore town, Misty puts Togepi down on a table and then is interested in something that Ash and Tracy are looking at and leaves for a little bit. But this is enough time for Togepi to leave the table and go and explore the town by itself and find a new friend called Voltorb. And then obviously Togepi gets on top of Voltorb and plays with it for a little bit, which is dangerous because those things can explode. So Misty is a little bit panicky, but then if things couldn't get any worse, we also have a bunch of Electrode around. So Misty picks up Togepi, who is holding on to Voltorb. So Misty has some amazing strength. But anyway, now we need to sneak away. However, that doesn't necessarily go all that well. But don't worry about that. There's a guy called Poncho here. And he has his Diglett take care of the Electrode by sending them underground. And then we get the backstory of the town. And basically, a few years ago, an inventor was experimenting on Voltorb. However, the Voltorb escaped and multiplied and multiplied and multiplied. And then a lot of those multiplications, except for, I guess, the one Voltorb that we have here, all evolve. So then Ash calls Poncho a thief for no reason at all, but don't worry about it. He is not here for stealing or anything like that. He was hired by the mayor because he has a Diglett ranch and he wants to send the Electrode to an open field where they can just live and not bother the town. However, then the mayor calls because the mayor is not really happy about it taking that long, and Poncho really only needs a couple more days in order to be able to, you know, get rid of the Electrode, but doesn't matter. He's hired someone else, and that is Team Rocket. They're the new hires, and it's the real deal because they got the seal of approval on the document, so it's official. They were hired, and obviously they are here in order to steal the Electrode. So they get into their machine, they hit the Electrode so that they explode and then become weaker so that they can grab them and steal and basically take them. So they do that for a bit, but then Voltorb rolls over in order to stop Team Rocket, and then Togepi, being worried about Voltorb, uses Metronome, but sadly enough only really does Splash, which was actually kind of funny. However, then Togepi runs up to Voltorb, so Pikachu obviously has to go as well. Pikachu then uses Thunderbolt, but it's useless because of the fact Team Rocket is trying to capture Electrode. Do you really think they wouldn't make that thing shock-proof? Come on, they may be stupid, but I don't think that that's stupid. I mean, maybe they are, who's to say? So now how are we gonna get rid of the Team Rocket machine? Well, we can't just send out Charizard for no reason at all, so don't worry about it. Poncho has an idea. He sends in Duck Trio, which he also has, and he basically digs a hole under for Team Rocket to fall in and then basically gets rid of the machine, as, you know, you do. So then afterwards, Poncho sends out all 300 of his Diglett, which is like, I thought you were only able to have 6. But anyway, he sends them all out, and all the Diglett create holes for Electrode to be thrown away, basically towards the field. And I'm the kind of person who was like, so you could have just done this from the beginning? Like, why didn't you just do this earlier? You know? You would have been able to get the job done way faster. But anyway, don't worry about that. The day is saved. And now the ferry terminal has opened again. Misty calls Poncho a hero or something like that. And now we head on the boat back to Pallet Town. And I thought this episode was fine. The only thing that I really actually cared about was Togepi and Voltorb's friendship. The fact that Togepi had to say goodbye, which was a bit sad. But outside of that, it's a filler episode. It's a whatever episode. And I can't wait for the next two because they are actually going to be main. And we're going to have our first battle between Ash and Gary to promote Pokemon Yellow, which came out way before, if I remember correctly. So I don't really get it, but anyway, let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section down below. With that being said, thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new, if that's already. Turn on notifications, don't forget to check out the Let's Play channel link in the description and at the end of the video. And I guess I'll see you guys next time for Pallet Town, baby. Bye.